Okay, and here we go again with Theme Hospital. With my Carmen Hauffman, and well, here we have the hospital for this last level laid out. Of course, as usual, pretty simple hospital. Actually, it was a little bit different from what I usually do. Let me get this guy, and let's just get crazy here on the doctors and start to hire all of them because I've made some. Ooh, this is a little bit too crazy, but okay, I will go with that. I just made a little difference here. I did some things differently, better saying. The different things I did this time around was actually to place first an operating feature and a ward instead of going for perhaps one of the clinics. The problem though is that I don't have any more space in my hospital left. I cannot get any more GP's office in the hospital or any clinics if necessary, but I think that by the beginning this will be netting us more money and will allow us to actually stay afloat until the end of the year, and with all these doctors, mind you. With that, of course, that's not the only doctors I went around hiring. You can see here I have a lot of consultants, but I actually also try to hold this junior surgeon so I could actually get this operating feature working, yes, performing surgeries for us. So let's speed up the time and see how crazy was this idea of mine, if I will get away with it. We don't have that much money left after all the expenses we've after all the money we invested on the hospital, really. So that is our first patient. Do we have any more anyone else in the hospital? Yeah, there is someone else around the hospital, but I just don't know who is it. Let's lower the heating bill. Perhaps it will be interesting somehow. Of course, I went around to hire some extra handymen. And I was thinking about hiring an extra nurse to 99. Okay, we don't have to change her. Come on, speed up the time. Let's see how we will fare. Of course, in the first month, at least up to the second month, we don't really get to make much money because patients will slowly come by. Wow, the first heal was someone with infectious laughter. What's this? Third degree sideburns. Okay, that's something for the psychiatry. Yeah, psychiatry. Okay, so at the beginning now this time around, just because I've actually, ooh, I lost some doctors here. Just because I've actually placed a operating feature, now there won't be anyone actually in need of using it, just to screw me over, and I know how that goes. I was actually thinking about letting go of these psychiatrists here. Perhaps hiring this one, which seems to be better. No, it's not better. But if we need to get some of these doctors out of the hospital, that psychiatrist will be one of the first ones to leave it. Because we have a consultant psychiatrist, and I think there are other guys which are also psychiatrists here, isn't there? Yeah, the surgeon here, even though I would rather have him working on the operating feature instead. Okay, I was just complaining about the operating feature, but I think this guy might end up going for... No, he's not going for the operating feature. But let's see if this changes is something actually positive. Yes, a good idea. We'll be making more money that way. Let's allow time to go by. So, ooh, we have an emergency already. 4 people with TV personalities, of course, they can handle that. Let's allow them to come, make some extra money, which will be very welcome. Let's allow for the change of the month. There we go. Any interesting doctors to hire? Ooh, this guy is really, really good. Ooh, this consultant. There we go. Just a lot of doctors. And I think that will cause me to lose the scenario. Like I'm always fearing so. Anyone here who I could be letting go? We have only 2 psychiatrists. Well, 10 doctors by the beginning of the year. Well, the beginning of the level. Not really a good idea, but let's see how will that go. Is that a bad idea? I'm really willing to find out. I'm really willing to bet on that. I will be hiring this nurse. Yeah, we have two buildings which require nurses, a pharmacy and a ward. And let me see here, any better receptionist? No. Any handyman? This guy, let's get him on the hospital working on it. We'll take care only of the machinery. Anyone else to... No, that's all for now. Let's speed up time. I think these guys will be processed in due time. Only 4 of them. We have a very good doctor there. No reason for them not to be treated. Again, this emergency will help us to keep all these doctors I've hired on budget. And finally, the first use for the operating feature, this different approach for the level, might end up being a good idea because it pays a lot actually. Surgeries, I think it pays 1,000 or something. I don't know. Let's check how much will the patient pay for the surgery. What is this? Unexpected swelling. Yeah, now people requiring surgeries are coming by, while people with bloated head or even broken bones do not show up. They are not coming by. I don't really have yet my professor, someone which is a consultant on both surgery and psychiatry, so that worries me a bit. Now I think we should be hiring more surgeons by now. I'm really overloading or taking my chance. You know what? Never mind, because the surgeon has just been hired. I'm really taking my chances here. I'm really pushing it, but you remember that by the beginning of the game you get all the doctors you have available. After that you will be not finding decent doctors around later on the game. At least it has been the case, I think, for most of the levels, supposedly. Let's put up the time, see how we will fare with this different approach, different strategy, and these choices of hiring and such things. Okay, some extra money. How are we faring? I don't really want to look into this, but let's have a look into it. We must too, if we want to be. Wow, actually we didn't. We almost matched the amount of money out this time around. So yeah, we might not be in that much of a trouble after all. What's this? A VIP wants to come. Let's allow him to come. How much did these guys pay? Let's have a look too. Yeah, 500. I thought it was more, like near 1,000. But at least no patients have been turned down or refused. Even better saying. Which is something positive to take off from this, from my choices. Yes, a way to defend myself and my arguments. Let's speed up the time. See, yeah, the bank account has been dropping so far, so it might mean something, don't you think? How did we fare last month? Well, we already made more money than we lost. That's really surprising. We don't have any more diagnosed rooms available. We need to research more. So for now, that guy will have to leave the hospital. We can't really help him, unless we might want to take chances on cure. What is this? A new disease? No, not really. Whoa, this one's actually really new. It's fake blood. the cause patient usually subject of practical jokes. I don't quite understand what he means by that. Symptom: red fluid in veins which evaporates on contact with clothing. And the cure: psychiatry calming in the only way to deal with this problem. Okay, let's proceed. Chin of the month. Let's go seaside and see what doctors we look at this guy. Which consultants do we have, and let's hire all of them. Let them not go by us without hiring them. Any interesting nurses? Nope. I don't think I need any more handymen for now. This one might be interesting to hire. 102. Try to get the best receptionist available. So you will be leaving. Thank you. Let's speed up the time and see what else will be happening this year. Remembering that by the end of the year, of course, we'll get that boost on money, 10 extra bucks, 10 extra $1,000 bucks. Yes, hit the piles, okay. Which will definitely be aiding us on our objectives for this hospital. Now, supposedly this level will be facing, will be receiving aliens or something like that. I think I read something of the sort. What is this? Slacktongue. What should I do now? You know what? I was in the patient home. I'm not really going to spend the money with them just yet. Well, what am I talking about? I don't even have the machinery for that. I have the machinery for people with broken bones or even bloated head, but nothing else. What's this? Sweetie palms, okay, that's not something really new. Any more interesting doctors to hire? This is a really bad one. No, we will not be getting him. Any interesting nurses? Not really. One of those really good nurses, like 150 bucks expensive. The really good ones. Let's speed up the time, see what else will be happening to us. Hopefully more emergencies. Yes, that will be interesting to keep us afloat. We are losing money a little bit, but really slightly. Well, I say that as now I realize that I only made 2,000 bucks by the last month. That's probably due to the fact that no patients are coming by. Well, not a good amount of patients anyway. What are my... let's see here. Yeah, only 6 patients. Where the hell are they? Well, they are all queuing for GP's office. And now the bad side for this is that I cannot make more GP's offices. So, yeah, there's always something bad to go by. On the other hand, though, the operating feature has been really busy, really paying off. Yes, it's been used a lot, making money for us. Perhaps it might even be the reason why we have not dropped our amount of money yet. What's this? Becoming cold. So the VIP said something. He liked it indeed. 2,000 bucks. He could have paid more, but let's say that he quite enjoyed it. Yeah, apparently having a operating feature by the beginning of the level is something interesting, something even ideal. But on the previous levels we didn't just have the space for that. We couldn't really cram in a big enough ward with an operating feature. So this time around this hospital wing here is pretty big, so we managed to do so. Change of the month, and I think I lost the doctors, interesting doctors, yeah. Or perhaps they are just starting to disappear after all. Here comes a guy with bloated head, so I will have to send him away because I do not have space to place such machinery. Well, I could brute force my way on having what's the goddamn name? The inflation room here by trying to cram it here, right? Like blocking the path entirely, even though we don't have any wings to this towards this way. I don't know, I might end up doing that actually, just to get some extra money from the guys with royalty hat, because they pay a lot, like 800 bucks or maybe 1,000, but I think it's like 800 instead. Okay, let's allow for the change of the month. Let's see what else do we have. Doctor wise and money wise, how are we doing really? Well, we dropped the ball this month here, but apparently we are recovering. The patients are coming by. We are making money again. So change of the month. Let's see which interesting doctor souls by. I'm still waiting to see my professor around, but nope, it's not around. No surgeon consultants, or even hell, I don't even think I have a psychiatry consultant. Do I? No, I don't have a psychiatrist consultant, which is bad because they are the ones who... Well, what I could do is that I could try and train this guy at some point and turn him into a consultant. He could be our professor, but that's not ideal, not at all. Let's speed up the time, see what else will be going on. Well, we dropped a little bit of money there, so we might finally getting... Yeah, we are bleeding money a little bit. So, man, I don't know. Even though we are pretty close to the end of the year, this GP's office is getting busy. But with the money we'll be receiving in the end of the year, we'll be actually buying immediately a new wing and moving some of these rooms there, so we can perhaps... Well, these are pretty expensive though. And well, bidding more GP's office and stuff of this sort. What is this? Well, yeah, of course we can handle that, even though it only pays 500 bucks, but okay, better than nothing, I suppose. It can always be useful. Get this guy to wait in the hospital. I'll try to do that little trick of cramming in a room here somewhere and see if that will help. Okay, bulky head. Let's just see if there are any interesting doctors to hire here. Not really. Which is good because we are filled to the brim with doctors already. As all the doctors I will be able to fit pretty much in my budget. As you can see here, we already dropped or lost some money. Yeah, this time around we have not managed to match the amount of money going out. Let's do the following. Let's place then the inflation clinic here, and you know, do a little trick here. I know there are some benches there and other stuff. It's just to make some extra money. Okay, someone for the feature. Where is my other? Oh, just waiting for me. Just get in there and get it done. Has that guy been healed? Yeah, I think he has been healed. No one else with bloody head, so let's get rid of this room here. It's not necessary anymore. All the money we could have made with that has already been made. Okay, we passed on the emergency. That was a pretty easy one, nothing really special. It's all about making some extra money after all. End of the year, let's see how do we fare. And yeah, the salary, it's gotta be a bug that like the salary value is the same for the score value, so it's probably a bug. We are not paying that much money monthly. It's just a bug. We're going through the roof with the kill count because we kind of got the hang of it, I suppose. We don't have the highest amount of visitors, but we are tied for the first place. And of course, we're not. We're definitely not in the first place with the richest. How do we fare here? So two bad things. Poor money decision, of course. Machinery. So we didn't lose any reputation. 4,000. 14,000, 15,000. Okay, good, decent amount of money. Let's see if there are any interesting doctors to hire. No, they are pretty much starting to disappear. There is a consultant here, and you know what's going to happen, of course. I'm going to hire the consultant. Let's buy a new wing, start keep investing money around, so you know, we can make things work better and faster, because we need, yeah, look at this queue size for that. Let's get rid of this pharmacy here and place another GP's office there. I think that's an interesting solution currently. Let me just check here. Where am I going to place this pharmacy? Let's place it right here. Why not? It has the space. Not really. But, this big should suffice. They like it. I think the nurses also like when it's a big room, but not as much as the doctors, I'm feeling. But who knows, it might be just... The game doesn't say anything about that, so it might be just my imagination. Right, there we go. A new pharmacy there. Let's place the GP's office because we surely need it. An extra one over here. Ooh, earthquake. Hopefully my machines are not very much damaged, so we can... do not end up losing a room because a machine blew up. Let's... we have plenty of consultants, so... be a pretty big earthquake, so that's kind of worries me a bit. Let's just check how are the machineries doing. The handyman should have fixed them, but you know, sometimes it's about strength. Yes, machinery strength. Let's get some of these guys over here instead. There we go. How are these machines doing? 11. Well, actually, I think that's the there's this machine here too. How are the machines doing? They have been pretty well maintained, so nothing to worry about. Let's try and get more GP's offices, I'm thinking, because this is the situation is a little worrying. Let's try and place the cardio. I don't know. Let me think. Perhaps I could place even this pharmacy over... Yeah, why not? Let's place it in this corner here. It's not like I'm going to place anything else here. I'm thinking... I could place the cardio here. Make it this big. You know what? Let's do that. There we go. So now we can remove this cardio out of here. Is there anyone coming there? Yes, let's allow him to get by there. Then we can remove this and make another GP's office over there. Of course, ideally all the GP's offices would be here instead, but even though I don't quite need another GP's office now. But let's make this room here. Ooh, that's a big one, what the hell. But my machines are all very well maintained, nothing to worry about really. Of course, it's all about the handmans to keep the machinery durability on par. Yeah, no, apparently I do need another GP's office. We have a lot of consultants, so why not? Let's get another GP's office going here. Yeah, I was commenting, I think it was in previous episode even, that the game's getting a little stale. Yeah, it's pretty much end game. This is exactly the point where can I even, no, I can't place it that way. Let's do it like this. No, how the fuck can I? Like this. Yeah, there we go. This is a different way of placing it, but still works. So whatever. The game is actually getting a little stale. Well, it's actually pretty much regarding impressions. Yes, for if I, well, I think you can say that for an experienced player like me. It's pretty hard for something to be surprising to me or new to me, because I played a lot of games in my life, so I don't get as excited as I did by the when I started playing. I have had many experiences. It has to be something really different for me to enjoy it, yes, or to be thrilled even with it. How many guys we have? One here, two, and we have an extra guy. Well, not an extra GP's officer there. Let's speed up the time and see how are we faring money-wise. We should be making money because we have a decent amount of what the hell is this? Decent amount of patience. Iron lungs. So the cause is inner city smog mixed with kebab remains. Kebab. I've heard about that, but I just don't know what is that about. Symptoms: ability to breathe fire and shout loudly underwater. Cure to surgeons operate to remove the cast solid lungs in the future, but they did not replace it apparently. They only remove it. Send patient home. We don't have space for a research department. Well, we could have a research department here, but we'll see about that. Not now. Okay, let's see any interesting doctors to hire. I think, yeah, they're all pretty much gone now, so you better get all the doctors you can by the beginning. After that, it will be hard to find decent ones, as we might be experiencing it now. Handmans, let's get some extra ones, because we just make this hospital a little bigger. Even though we don't have more machines or newer machines, still better be ready for when they come by, because we will certainly be placing some clinics here. I just don't know which ones. Depends on which patients. Yeah, like this guy here, which will require now a fracture bone. Get the patient to wait in the hospital. We're going to place the fracture bone clinic right now because we do have the money and the space, so why the heck not do it. I will need a new nurse at some point, because I need to have at least one nurse to replace the ones which are tired. But I think that's old news for you, yeah, so you are, even if you don't play the game, that's something you should be used to right now. Okay, let's speed up the time. Try and place some extra stuff like a drink machine here, perhaps some benches would be welcome, I'm thinking. Let's get some benches here. Some radiators too would be advisable. Radiator over here, a bench right at this corner here, here, and a radiator right there. There we go. And an extra bench, why not, over here. There we go. So whoever comes by here don't have to stand up in order to wait until it's time to be treated. How are we doing money-wise? Even though we spent 19,000 bucks, we are making money. So yeah, I really feel like I got the hang of the game. Well, I might be crying victory a little bit too early, but wouldn't you agree that I've evolved a lot from the first episode or the first level up until now? I think that as a player I actually learned from the game and adapted to it successfully, supposedly. What do we have here? Let the VIP come, let's speed up the time. See if there are any interesting doctors to hire. This is a good one, actually. Yeah, you know what? We are doing fine on money. Let's hire this guy because we need more surgeons. We only have 2 currently. If one of them get tired, that one will be taking his place. Now, should I be building a research department? It's 5,000 bucks. You know what? I think I will be waiting until we make some extra money before building the research department. I think it's just too early for that. Speed up the time to see what problems will be coming by and how we can solve them. Such this one, nothing we can do about that one without... Wow, that one's about to die? How did that even happen? Was such person waiting for too long on the GP's office? It's been a while since I've seen someone about to die like that. I'm really surprised to see such person in such a dire situation, and even more surprised is the fact that we cure such person before its death. That's really something else. I feel like an interesting doctor's hire, surgeon here. Yeah, let's hire him because I don't have anyone to train new surgeons, so I don't know if I will be able to get new ones later on, or the ones I'm looking for later on. Especially because I will have to take, I think it's this guy. No, this guy. I think. Yeah, I'll have to get at some point take this guy out of here and place him on a training room to become a consultant. Anyone interesting here to hire? Nope. We didn't make much money last month somehow because we have a good amount of patients. We have pretty much all the machines available in the hospital. We should be there's no reason for us not to make a decent amount of money. Yeah, even 47% of the population, as you might have seen here, is actually in our hospital, so no reason for us not to fare well on it. I don't think that in this level there will be new, diagnose machines. I'm pretty confident we got all of them. We searched, or we've managed to see all of them. But now, regarding cure machines, I think there is still something regarding the... No, I don't even have the goddamn machine, so some patient home. God damn it. I think we still got to see the... what's this? The aliens, yes. I think there is a machine which turned aliens into humans or something like that. So supposedly we will be seeing a new cure machine. The diagnosed ones, I don't think there will be any left. There are any left, yes, for us to see around in the hospital. Because, well, it's the end of the game anyway. Yes, it's the end game already. What are you waiting for? Okay, I don't. Feature, right. Yeah, it's not that much of that big of a queue, so it's all right. Let's see what is the emergency about. 3 people with sleeping illness. The only problem here is, of course, 75% of effectivity for the pharmaceutical drug. Might end up getting some people dead and not receiving the extra buck by the end of the year, which can be bad because we are not yet stable on our bank account, and I will be spending some extra money here with an extra clinic here, but it's necessary if we want to make more money. Well, actually, 4,000 bucks. Was it? Thank you there. I was saying that 5,000 bucks. Is this the right amount for this? Was it always this cheap? I don't remember it to be this cheap. Yes, I think it used to cost 6,000 bucks. Isn't that correct? I think I must be tripping balls here. Let's do it like this, then this is a really big, really small, man, room. Let's make it a little bigger. What the hell not make this big after all? I even do like this so we can make that one bigger too. Because it's a goddamn huge machine anyway. Let's see, plant here, bin. I gotta see if there are new doctors before they all get hired and I end up looking dumped for not getting some good doctors. Of course there are new or good doctors around, because we just hit that moment where we will not be finding decent doctors. We have three rooms in the hospital, which require nurses, so it might be an interesting idea to have 5 instead of 4. Is it 5 or 6? 5 instead of 4. Handmans. The hospital became a little bigger, so you know it's time for us to hire more handmans. Yeah, our bank account's really not looking good. Okay, let's keep going and see if we'll have the chance to change that the way how it looks. Right. Let me check one thing here. Okay, so it's all about. Oh, what's this? Oh, look at this! I can speed up the time by pressing W. I didn't know that. Let's speed up the time here because we all we have to do is to wait for the patients with sleep illness, right? 4 people, I think, to come by, get healed, and hopefully nobody will be dying on us. In the condition, we cannot help such person. Get out of here, go home, or whatever you feel like going. Where are the guys from the emergency? They should have already arrived. Are they in the hospital? Yeah, they. Well, I missed them. They're already being treated, and pretty much they have all been processed. So, not have to worry about that. Baldness, we don't have the machine, we don't have the research department, so send the patient home. We don't even have the money to make the research department. Probably by the end of the year, if we don't get anyone killed. And I don't want to jinx myself here, we didn't. So that's all right. We might up getting the extra buck by the end of the year. But unfortunately, that's it for us in this episode. As our time has run out once more. I do thank you for your time. I hope you come by the next episode, as we are doing so well in this level. We might up beating it before I notice it, or before we notice it. Yes, wow, I can't believe that I'm doing this farm on Theme Hospital. And of course, we gotta remember that this is on the medial difficulty, not the hardest one. Send the patient home. So, as always, to thank you for your time. I hope you come by the next episode, like I think I've already said, but I can say it again. So, I hope to see you by the next episode. Until then.